Hello, hey, how you doing, everybody? Here today doing a new video. This video is going to be about a little bit about the Women's March, just a brief segment building on the video I just did about the Women's March, and then the rest of it's going to be about Standing Rock. I think most people can agree what's going on in Standing Rock is ridiculous, beyond ridiculous. But I'll get to that in a second. I want to address first, in my Women's March video, I very, very much tried to express how nonpartisan I believe the issue is. But, nevertheless, the first comment I had on the video was highly partisan. So, I just wanted to clear up one thing for that person. You seem to be laboring under the false assumption that nobody protested when Obama was elected. I would like to help you out with that. So I'm going to show you right here that there in fact was protesting when Obama was elected, and then we'll come back. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. I'm going to leave, there's 3 pictures. I'm going to leave them up for 15 seconds each. If you want to take a longer look at them, just hit pause. But these are some of the posts, posters made and signs they were carrying for the protest against Obama that I've just seen so many people say never happened. It never took place, and that everybody today is just a bunch of crybabies or something like that. Anyways, and you can see how derogatory these things are. I mean, they're just they're not very nice. They're very they're meant to be very degrading, which is their right, because they have the free speech that we all have. So okay, so there you saw protesting when Obama was elected. Those people were protesting Obama. And it's pretty clear because, you can't really mistake a statement or a sign that says some village in Africa has lost its idiot. I mean, yeah. So, very distasteful, derogatory, meant to be insulting, So, that's the way that was. Hey, that's fine. Those people were exercising their right to protest, which I have no issue with. So, I may have criticisms about the way they did it, but, that's here nor there. We'll move on. Now I want to compare it to the tone of the Women's March. Okay, I'm going to show you a picture here of an example of one of the signs at the Women's March, and the type of message that the Women's March was trying to project. So I'm going to show you that right now, and then we'll come back. So here we see an example of one of the posters being held up at the Women's March, and there was various versions of this poster, all very classy and very dignified. Just promoting goodwill, really. So you see there what I really love so much about the Women's March: dignity. They didn't just go out and protest and try to just be derogatory and filthy or whatever. It was more of a communion of people coming together because they are concerned about the way things are going, and I can't say I blame them, especially after the other day when things got pushed forward on the Dakota Pipeline again, but we'll get to that in a minute. So this next thing I'm going to show you was reported to have been from the Women's March. This next picture I'm going to show you, but it wasn't. It wasn't from the Women's March at all. And I'll let you find out where it came from right now. Okay, so here we have some protesters holding up a sign. Funny thing about this is that it was recently reported to have been from the Women's March. It was not. This photo is from the Obama protests. Again, with the Obama protests that never ever happened. Right. So, that's pretty disturbing message on there. I'm not sure what they were trying to say, but no matter what, it's disturbing. Anyways, for proof, you can check the information box below the video, and there will be a link where you can find out about that picture, and you can discover for yourself that it is actually an old. All right. So now we're going to move on to this Standing Rock situation here. I got to say, I think back to when I was in school, and my teachers used to tell us that we were learning history, because we needed to learn from history so that we didn't repeat the same mistakes. You know, we're not learning. So I don't know. I don't understand it, but I'm at least happy to see a lot of people are outraged by this. What's happening there. I mean, we're about to roll the clock back 200 years, in my opinion. You know, haven't we evolved as a society enough to move beyond victimizing the Native Americans? I mean, are we really cool with this? Are we really ready to roll this clock back and commit an atrocity like that? I mean, yeah, it's staggering to think of. I mean, honestly, this is why you don't elect an 80-year-old president. He's still stuck in wherever he's at. I mean, he's still stuck in the past. He thinks it's okay to do this, you know, to these people, just because he wants to make some money. And don't tell me he doesn't, because he is invested in it. Yeah, right. He divested, right. Just like he put his company in a private trust, right. You know, I'm not saying anything else about Trump, but hey, I don't believe a word he says. Whether or not he proves to be a good president, we'll see. But he's not starting off with a very stellar tact. But anyway, I mean, I'm just find myself asking with this guy, what's next? Smallpox infected blankets? All right. Hey, so hopefully it doesn't come to that. But you know, hey, who knows? Who knows with this guy? Anyway, so another interesting thing that I learned as I was looking into this is that the protest at Standing Rock has created the largest tribal coalition in over 100 years. That means a lot of people put aside their differences for this. It's interesting because it's for me highly significant when people are able to put aside their differences and come to an agreement. It generally means that something's up. So hey, anyways, I'm going to be also looking into this now. I'm going to be researching it, looking into it, everything I can on it. And I will probably do an additional video or two at some point. But I just wanted to make this video, number one, because I wanted to build on the momentum of the Women's March and my Women's March video, and the obvious, you know, response I got from the first commenter, not realizing that my message isn't partisan in any way. My message is about us, the people, taking control of what's going on, because trust me, I don't want to see this country turn the clock back 200 years and victimize Native Americans again. I really don't want to see that. And I think a lot of people feel that way. And I'm glad to see that. It's comforting, really. So it's like I said, I'll keep looking into this case and looking into what's going on there and doing what I can. And I think now we've seen that both sides are equally capable of mounting a protest. So if you are bothered by the situation in Standing Rock, if you just think that there's something wrong with it, if you think that we should be more evolved by this point, that we should be able to find another way, you know, it's certainly some way that doesn't cause us to be victimizing the Native Americans once again. So, but yeah, I just wanted to say that because I kept seeing all these claims that, you know, nobody protested when Obama was elected, and all these marchers are just a bunch of crybabies. Well, we know that's not true now. You saw the proof in this video. So, hey, both sides are equally capable. So, and if you're not a protester, hey, use Twitter, Facebook, send your message. You know, out there. Get it out there where everybody can see it, you know, where we all go and see each other saying, you know, hey, yeah, what's going on in Standing Rock isn't okay. You know, create a chatter. You know, even if you don't get up and, you know, go travel to the Dakotas, you know, do what you can from where you are. Hey, you know, it's not a whole lot to maybe send off some tweets or make a few Facebook posts or something like that. It's a small thing, and it's significant. It adds up when a lot of people do it. And if you feel it, if you feel like it's not right, then, you know, do that little bit at least. Call it your part. So anyways, that's about it for this video. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time.